So first things first, there is some relief that has come in Uttarkashi because rains have begun to ease. Crucial highway to the flooded Dharali has reopened, which means rescue efforts will be able to pick up pace. But it's the road access that is severely still disrupted in several areas, including Batwari, Linchighat, Gangrani, Harsil and Dharali. The main areas were the landslide and the disaster that unfolded. Restoration work is also in the progress. These are visuals on your screen coming from Dharali, especially because a civil helipad at the Nelong area has been made operational. But it's the Dharali helipad where the incident happened that's still unusable due to the landslide. 225 army personnel, including engineers, medics, rescue units are on the ground. 300 civilians, according to our reports, have been rescued. Critical patients are being airlifted to Dehradun and AIIMS Rishikesh. Meanwhile, there are 200 stranded tourists in Gangotri also receiving medical assistance, food, shelter. So whether it's the Indian Armed Forces, the civil administration, the government, and of course volunteers on the ground consistently helping. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami cut short his visit to Tirupati, is on the ground right now personally monitoring the rescue ops. He's also met some of the victims in the hospital as well. While all of this is happening, remember, we are not depending on secondary sources or social media to get you this coverage. India Today has taken all effort possible and has become the only channel on the ground right now. And I say that because it takes a lot of effort to be able to reach areas which are completely inaccessible. Our team is on the ground so that you, the viewer, know exactly what is happening. India Today's Manjeet Negi with these ground reports from Harsil specifically, where that massive landslide took place. Let's cut across to that.
हरसिल में आई आपदा की सुपर एक्सक्लूसिव कवरेज दिखा रहे हैं। इस वक्त मैं हरसिल में आर्मी के लोअर कैंप में मौजूद हूं। ये हाईवे गंगोत्री को जोड़ता है। जो लोग चार धाम यात्रा के दौरान गंगोत्री जाते हैं, आगे मुखवा और धराली होते हुए गंगोत्री और यहाँ पर 5 अगस्त को जब धराली में बादल फटने के बाद बाढ़ का विकराल रूप सामने आया, कई जगहों से जो मलबा है, जो सैलाब है वो आया। आप देखें सामने बड़े बड़े पत्थर और जो मिट्टी पत्थर वो सैलाब का रूप लेकर इस लोअर कैंप को निशाना बनाया। और यहाँ पर जो भी चीज़ें मौजूद थी, दुकानें थी, उसके अलावा यहाँ पर आर्मी का जो पूरा कैंप था वो एक तरह से वॉश आउट यहाँ पर हो गया। गाड़ियाँ, सेना के ट्रक, जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर यहाँ पर मौजूद था, आर्मी की एक बड़ी मेस यहाँ पर मौजूद थी, वो पूरी तरह से वॉश आउट हो गए। मैं कई बार यहाँ हरसिल और चीन सरहद की कवरेज के दौरान इस मेस में रुका हुआ हूँ और आप देखें इस वक्त यहाँ पर क्या हालात है। एक पूरी एक प्रलय यहाँ पर नजर आ रही है। बड़े बड़े पत्थर, बोल्डर यहाँ पर उस सैलाब का में बहते हुए आए और उस दौरान यहाँ पर आर्मी के जो 8 जवान और एक जेसीयू थे वो यहाँ पर इस बाढ़ की चपेट में आए और अभी वो मिसिंग है, उनको ढूंढने का काम किया जा रहा है। देखिए वो विभीषिका किस तरह से बड़ी बड़ी गाड़ियां, ये एक सिविल गाड़ी है सफारी, ये उस सैलाब का शिकार हुई। आर्मी का ये बड़ा ट्रक है जो उस दौरान वहां पर लोगों को बचाने लगा और तेज बहाव के बाद ये ट्रक यहाँ पर पूरी तरह से बह गया। इसके अलावा अब यहाँ पर जो राहत बचाव का काम चल रहा है वो लगातार चल रहा है। लेकिन आप देखिए ये पूरा आर्मी का एक बड़ा कैंप आप देखें, यहाँ पर मौजूद हर चीज पानी के तेज बहाव में बह गई। ये ट्रक की हालत आप देखें, इतना मजबूत ये सेना का जो ट्रक है वो, और यहाँ कैंप में मौजूद तमाम चीजें बिखरी हुई है। ये सामान यहाँ पर आप देखें इस तरह से यहाँ मौजूद, यहाँ पर एक आर्मी का बड़ा ये इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर था, लोअर कैंप, जिस पर यहाँ पर आर्मी मेस के अलावा काफ़ी बड़ी संख्या में उस दौरान जवान मौजूद थे और ये इस वक्त पूरी तरह से इस मलबे में तब्दील हो चुका है। ये यहाँ पर जो आर्मी मेस मौजूद थी उसका ये किचन है और ये इसकी हाइट अगर देखें तो ये 12 फीट ऊंची किचन थी और अब इसकी हाइट आप देखें ये मलबे में पूरी तरह से दब चुकी है। ये अंदर जो किचन का सामान है वो नजर आ रहा है, बाल्टी अंदर नजर आ रही है। ये दरवाजा देखें, ऐसे लग रहा है जैसे एक खिड़की बन गई हुई दरवाजे हैं। यहाँ पर ये फ्रिज आप देखें, ये फ्रिज नज़र आ रहा है किचन का। ये मिक्सी यहाँ पर पड़ी हुई है। यहाँ पर जो आर्मी मेस थी, जो आर्मी के अधिकारी और बाकी लोग यहाँ ठहरते थे, वो उनके लिए यहाँ पर किचन का खाना बनता था। अंदर किचन का सारा सामान, मिक्सी यहाँ पर नज़र आ रही है, ये शीशा नज़र आ रहा है। तो ये जो बचा हुआ एक स्ट्रक्चर यहाँ पर किचन का हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं।
ये वाला बैग किसका है? ये आगे बढ़ाओ। चलो चलो चलो, आप चलो आप चलो आप चलो आप चलो, हम लेके आ रहे, चलो आप चलो, हम लेके आ रहे।
राहत और बचाव युद्धस्तर पर सेना चला रही है, बाकी एजेंसियों के साथ, चाहे एनडीआरएफ हो, एसडीआरएफ हो, लोकल प्रशासन हो। यहाँ पर इस वक्त राहत और बचाव का काम चल रहा है। उम्मीद की जा रही है कि कुछ लोग अगर इस आपदा में फंसे हों, उनको निकालने का काम है। जो लोग फंसे हुए हैं उनको निकालने का काम चल रहा है। ड्रोन की भी मदद ली जा रही है, ड्रोन से। और ये देखिए, इस ड्रोन से भी ऊपर जो हीर गार्ड, जो सामने वाली घाटी है जहां से ये आपदा आई है, वहां पर इस ड्रोन को भेजकर देखा जा रहा है कि अगर ऊपर कोई झील बनी है तो इसको भी देखा जाए। क्योंकि सड़क से यहाँ तक पहुँचने का पूरे जो सड़क थी, आप देखिए, ये जो हाईवे है, ये 500 मीटर का ये हाईवे बह चुका है। और अब यहाँ पर रोड से कम्युनिकेशन नहीं हो पा रहा है। हेलीकॉप्टर से राहत बचाव सामग्री आ रही है, इसीलिए सेना यहाँ पर ड्रोन का भी इस्तेमाल कर रही है, जिसके जरिए आसपास के इलाकों में देखा जा रहा है कहीं कोई लोग फंसे हों। जो ये इलाका है, 15 फीट जो मलबा है उसके नीचे दब चुका है। यहाँ पर कुछ भी अब नज़र नहीं आ रहा है, जबकि एक बड़ा आर्मी का कैंप था, तो ये मार्केट यहाँ पर थी हरसिल की, वो दब चुकी है। हालांकि यहाँ पर क्योंकि सेना मौजूद थी, इसीलिए चाहे धनारी गांव की बात करें या हरसिल गांव की बात करें, शुरुआत में ही पिछले 2 दिनों में सेना ने 150 से 200 लोगों को निकालने में कामयाबी हासिल की। हालांकि सेना के अभी 8 जवान और एक जेसीओ अभी भी मिसिंग है। इस तरह से उस वक्त 4 बजे के आसपास ये हादसा हुआ।
साहब, ये जैसे ही दराली में सैलाब आया, उसके बाद में ये नाला है ना, ये नाला ऐसा था कि यहाँ से 15 से 20 फीट नीचे था। इसमें से रोड है, ये रोड कम से कम 20 फीट नीचे दब चुका है। इसके ऊपर पूरा सैलाब आ गया। यहाँ जो आप खड़े हैं, ये हरसिल ओनर है। ये नाला बिल्कुल यहाँ से कम से कम 30 मीटर आगे से चल जाता। यहाँ पर बिल्डिंग शुरू थी हमारी, ये पूरी बिल्डिंग बनी हुई थी, पूरा कैंप था, ये पूरा कैंप बना हुआ था। इस कैंप कम से कम 15 से 20 फीट हमारा कैंप नीचे दब गया। कुछ तो नीचे दबा हुआ, कुछ सैलाब के साथ बह गया।
सबसे महत्वपूर्ण यहाँ पर ये आर्मी का लोअर कैंप है, जहाँ पर आर्मी का बड़ा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर था। यहाँ पर आर्मी की मेस मौजूद थी, 10 से 12 बिल्डिंगें थी, वीआईपी मेस थी, और मैं खुद यहाँ पर कई बार रुका हूँ। अब यहाँ पर कुछ भी नजर नहीं आ रहा है। भागीरथी नदी के साथ ये पूरा जो इलाका है सपाट हो चुका है। कई मीटर जो मलबा यहाँ पर आप देखें, बड़े बड़े पत्थर, बोल्डर और रेत से पूरा इलाका दबा हुआ नजर आ रहा है। कुछ भी यहाँ पर नजर नहीं आया। ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है कि यहाँ पर कभी इतना बड़ा आर्मी का कैंप था। सेना जो राहत और बचाव का काम है, उनके जो मिसिंग जवान हैं, उनको ढूंढने के मिशन में जुटी हुई है। यहाँ पर ये जो 2-3 छोटी बिल्डिंगें बची हुई हैं, उनमें जरूरी सामान निकाला जा रहा है। आप देखिए, आर्मी मेस का जो सामान है वो इस गार्ड रूम में मौजूद है। यहाँ पर ये बिस्तर, ये बेड, गद्दे नजर आ रहे हैं, ये अलमारियां नजर आ रही हैं, जिसमें जो मेस का सामान है वो मौजूद होता है। ये बड़े बॉक्सेस हैं जो जिनमें जरूरी साजो सामान रहता है, और उनमें अब सेना के ये जवान, 14 राजपूताना राइफल के जवान जरूरी सामान ढूंढ रहे हैं। अपने उन साथियों को भी की ढूंढ की जा रही है, जो 8 जवान, एक जेसीओ इस हादसे में मिसिंग हैं अभी, और उन्हें तब तक उनको ढूंढा जाएगा। ये देखिए, ये पर्स मुझे नजर आ रहा है, ये आई कार्ड, ये पर्स, ये आई कार्ड, इस तरह से ये पूरा जो अब सिर्फ मात्र ये एक छोटी बिल्डिंग यहाँ पर बची हुई, जबकि वो बहुत बड़ी ये आर्मी की मेस थी। तो ये जवान यहाँ ये हेलमेट ये नज़र आ रहा है और बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो ज़रूरी यहाँ सामान है उनको यहाँ पर ढूंढा जा रहा है।
And with this report, you know now finally what exactly has happened on the 5th of August in parts of Uttarkashi and the region of Uttarakhand. And not just Manjeet Negi, our other colleagues as well, Anjali Eastwal and Ashutosh Mishra are also joining us from different parts, remember, locations, wherever they can possibly reach. And I must add here, both Anjali and Ashutosh have trekked for hours, viewer. It's an exhaustive assignment to be on, and they've been able to get you some very significant first-hand reports. Anjali, first to you. You're in Bhatwari, I hear. That also has witnessed extensive damage. What is the situation looking like around you? What are people saying?
So, Pooja, it was in the morning that we brought the news, the good news from Bhatwari, and that was the fixing of those road sinks that were delinking Uttarkashi from Harshal. Now, I am standing at one of those points. I'm going to quickly step back for you to see. Now the road is mended. Although, you know, by the usual standards, you may not think so, but this is enough for the BRO trucks to carry the material all the way to Gangwani, where is the bridge, that concrete bridge that got washed off. Now, it is important that this link is completely fixed. There are 3 to 4 major slide points and 2 were fixed today in front of us, in front of our eyes. And the bridge, it is expected all the material and manpower will be taken over there by tonight. And hopefully, if there is illumination, if they manage to use a generator, which is also being moved over there, then they can work through the night. If that happens, then tomorrow the work of building the bridge begins. And that bridge is crucial. Ashutosh Mishra had earlier reported from there. It was a concrete bridge that completely got washed off. And now, while the 2 ends are concrete and they still stand there, they're going to put a belly bridge, which is basically BRO is going to put a metal bridge by raising a tar and then quickly trying to put iron bars and extending it into a bridge. So this is going to happen, but we can expect it only to be functional by tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. So we shouldn't really hasten this process, but hopes are up.
Anjali, stay on with me, please. Ashutosh also is joining us. Ashutosh, the weather looks slightly better now behind you. Do you think that's in many ways a relief and hope in itself? What have you seen while you were driving, trekking, walking in Uttarakhand in the past 2 days?
Well, only for this broadcast, Pooja, I had to come back from Gangwani because I'll be, camping exactly in Gangwani. Somehow the area is still not connected with the communication and with the electricity. This is the last city. The Bhatwadi is the last city because we had the highway washed away. You just saw the report by Anjali. So in those areas, now the connectivity has been restored, and this is very essential when you talk about rescue and relief operations. So once Gangwani, the valley bridge, which is restored, will be very close to Dharali and Harshal. So by tomorrow evening, we are expecting and positively that more booths will be on the ground as far as rescue teams are concerned, because for now the number of people that are already there in Dharali and Harshal that still remain inadequate, because you need more and more resources, including generators, heavy voltage electricity, communication networks, restoration, and of course so far, as you rightly said, the weather is clear, but now we just heard from the NDMA that there is a heavy rain warning predicted, with moderate rain warning predicted, including in the district of Uttarkashi. So as long as weather is clear, the sky operations, the air operations, heli operations will continue. But the logistical challenges that remain unless you have the road connectivity restored, and subsequently the network, communication, electricity. There are many people, hundreds of these people who are looking for their loved ones who are still missing. They also wants to reach, and perhaps once the road connectivity is restored, we will rather mobilize more human efforts and machineries to the rescue, to the side.
Yeah, only if convenient to both of you, please continue to stay with us, because I want to come back to you for more perspective on what exactly do you see around you. Meanwhile, I want to take the viewer to the latest visuals that have come in from Uttarakhand, especially from the belt where this incident has taken place. Let's begin one by one. Now, the visuals on your screen show the aftermath. The massive destruction. This is Harsil, where India Today has also been reporting from. The visual shows clearly an army truck broken The infrastructure completely demolished. Even a military truck, which remember is extremely heavy, turned upside down because of the sludge and the mudslide. Army personnel making efforts to clear the debris. This is India Today exclusive. In a major logistical push to speed up the restoration effort in flood-ravaged Harsil, the Indian Air Force has deployed Boeing CH-47 Chinook helicopter to airlift heavy machinery from Dehradun to have a ground connectivity as well that's been crippled by the collapse of the Bailey bridges and flash floods. Look at this. This is the Dev Bhumi, as we call Uttarakhand. But currently with the disaster, it's broken routes, connectivity disrupted, life thrown out of gear. Many who have been missing for the past 3 days, but the round-the-clock restoration work is underway, at least to connect the roads. Army Cheetah helicopter conducting recce in Batwali on the disrupted connectivity area due to the impact of the flash floods that battered the region. Rescue ops are underway, whether it's NDRF, SDRF or the Indian Armed Forces, showing how stranded tourists and local residents are being evacuated to safety. This, remember, is again the contribution, or whether it's men or women in uniform of local volunteers, how they are helping to rescue. Eventually, it's the rescue ops that are of prime importance right now. It is important for you to understand what the region looks like, what is the distance from top tourist or religious destinations. Our open source intelligence team, the OSINT team of India Today, is bringing you this map illustration. As you look at the locations, you will understand further. Look at that. So Uttarkashi, which is usually a more known zone, whether it comes to tourist or religious destination, when you start going up, that's Batwari, that's where our reporters have been able to reach primarily to get you the background. Above this, a lot of area has been completely disrupted, especially because of the road access. Gangnani, where also India Today has been reporting from, these are areas, this belt that you see marked in red has been the area that has completely been washed away in most of its parts, especially near Harsil. Dharali is the prime spot in many ways, as we use the term epicenter sometimes, where the landslide, the cloudburst and the flash floods have swept away villages. While there are those who have died, many are missing, whether tourists, devotees or local residents. So that map is to help you understand, especially with regard to the health state. So I want to go back and return to Anjali now and Ashutosh as well. Anjali, what are people in administration around you telling you? I'm sure many are missing right now. What is being done to ensure rescue operations are in time? How much work is needed? How much time will it take?
Pooja, it all depends on two things. The rescue operations can be conducted, but how do you ensure that the people and the people that you manage to take out who are stranded in case, or for that matter, people who are not with us anymore, how are their bodies also brought back? So the issue is, unless and until these road links which are disrupted right now, they are mended, the SDRF and the NDRF teams cannot go to the point zero where it all happened. So very importantly, this link needs to be fixed. After that, they can talk about, bringing people back. Although there is another team from the other side, Harshal, which is trying to build the road connectivity. So the expectation is that they'll meet somewhere in between, and Gangotri, all the way to Gangotri, it can be connected. But meanwhile, air operations are continuing, as we've heard, and they are continuing to bring people outside those zones which are still considered dangerous and bringing them to safety and safer zones.
So what Anjali is also telling us, remember, time is of essence here. Ashutosh, tell me this, for the viewer watching right now, the kind of effort, hours that it takes and has taken even for you to be able to reach these destinations where otherwise there's absolutely no connectivity and access. And I'm sure similar is the case for the local residents, the tourists stranded, the devotees.
The number of people have been evacuated so far because before the relief and rescue, the primary is the evacuation for those who are still visible, stranded, alive, and that's exactly why we see 300 people have been evacuated from Gangotri, around 274 from Harshil, because they were all stranded areas. Looks like primarily the evacuation process has been completed. It is now time to rescue those could be potentially trapped and there is no information about them. So those who are visible, there is some information about people possibly be trapped, that though this will be rescued. But the search operation will be essential, because so far we do not have a correct death toll other than the official number, which is somewhere between 5 to 6. But looking at the number, potential that people, those who have come from that region, those who were saved and rescued, they claim that this could be the number of people who were already there, because there were local festival happening. It was Char Dham pilgrimage going on. Subsequently, tourists who often visit to Harshil, Gangotri, or for other treks. So clearly that number, that will only depend upon when the search operations begin. And because of these hurdles, when we see the number of people, remember every day, almost twice a day, twice a day, I've been going to different access, different areas, different pockets, but it has only ended with disappointment. I always ended up at some dead end where there was no possibly other way to cross over that bridge, or any not even a narrow escape is possible. And had there been any possibly chance of a narrow escape, people would have crossed this area and have gone by walk by themselves to find out their loved ones. And we see here many of these people who are waiting for their loved ones, and there is no information. Again, there is no electricity, there is no communication. So there are primarily challenges for the rescuers, for the authorities, for the administration, and they are meeting with all the challenges. The one day has been lucky that because of the weather were clear, we carried out several air operations, the heli services. But what will happen tomorrow? Again, it all depends on the weather. If the weather is clear, the air operation will continue. In fact, Chinook also today provided multiple generators from Dehradun Jolly Grant Airport and several other logistics. But a mass level of logistic that will be required for the search operations, relief operations, and again rebuilding that structure will take a lot of things, including that making of that bridge, which is essentially Army engineering team gonna complete it in 24 hours, Pooja.
All right, Ashutosh and Anjali Ishtwal, Manjeet Negi are on the ground. It's going to be a long night the next few days as well for both of you. Thank you for joining us with your ground reports and your perspective as well, because I want to play what Anjali and Ashutosh have sent. And here's now a special report about how our colleagues are trying to bring you all perspectives possible from Uttarakhand. And a question, therefore, I ask. It's not the first time, possibly not the last, that Uttarakhand, our hill state, our Devbhoomi, is facing this. Is this construction, is this development which without a thought is leading to such disasters year after year for Uttarakhand especially? Here's a report.
After devastation and deluge, there was finally a glimmer of hope in flood-ravaged Uttarkashi as the relentless rains began to ease. And with that, the crucial highway to Dharali, which was cut off, was finally reopened. And through that battered stretch, Team India today was among the first to pass.
First vehicle to cross on this patch since it had fallen. First team is of India Today and Aaj Tak that is going over this road, which the BRO team has fixed right in front of our eyes, connecting right now a certain patch which was one of the biggest deterrent ever to the ground zero, to taking the relief to the ground zero. We've managed to cross it and we have become the first team. हम पहली टीम है आज तक की और इंडिया टुडे की जिसने ये रास्ता क्रॉस कर लिया है।
सबसे पहले यहाँ पहुंचा था जब रास्ता बंद था। चलिए रास्ता खोलते, पीछे पूरा काफिला शुरू हो गया है।
But the scars remain. Roads access is still broken in Batwari, Harsil and parts of Dharali. Restoration is ongoing, but the clock is ticking. The Dharali helipad lies buried in mud, while operations continue via the Harsil military and Nilong civil helipads. India Today reached the very heart of the disaster zone. It is the only channel reporting live from ground zero, from the same shattered village where nature's fury turned homes to rubble.
हम आपको यहाँ की एक्सक्लूसिव तस्वीरें दिखा रहे हैं। यहाँ पर जो राहत और बचाव का काम युद्धस्तर पर सेना चला रही है, बाकी एजेंसियों के साथ, चाहे एनडीआरएफ हो, एसडीआरएफ हो, लोकल प्रशासन हो, यहाँ पर इस वक्त राहत और बचाव का काम चल रहा है। जो लोग फंसे हुए हैं उनको निकालने का काम चल रहा है।
On the ground, over 225 army personnel, rescue dogs, medics, and engineers are racing against time, searching for those still missing. Chinook helicopters are rescuing hundreds of civilians.
हम यहाँ गंगोत्री घूमने भी आए थे और लेकिन जो भी हो गया और आर्मी लोगों ने हमें अच्छे से रेस्क्यू करा दिया और यहाँ तक पहुँचा दिया बहुत अच्छे से ध्यान रखा हमारा
Critically injured victims are being airlifted to Dehradun and AIIMS Rishikesh. And in the middle of this human tragedy, Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami met victims, reviewed efforts and reminded survivors that they are not alone.
आज प्रातःकाल से ही हेलीकॉप्टर से और चिन्यूक से सभी को निकालने की प्रक्रिया प्रारंभ हुई और अभी तक 274 लोगों को रेस्क्यू किया जा चुका है, देहरादून भी और यहाँ भी, और उसमें सभी प्रांतों के लोग हैं, वो सभी सुरक्षित हैं, उन सभी को यहाँ निकाला जा रहा है.
As rescue efforts continue, there is still no clue on how many actually perished days after the tragedy. With Anjali Stewal, Manjeet Negi and Ashutosh Mishra in Uttarkashi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So these are the ground images. I want to also tell you about the satellite images. What is it looking like with regard to how the ground right now in Uttarakhand has become? Look at that. Before, a beautiful tourist, religious destination, home for so many people in Uttarakhand, and then this is what it has become. When the landslide happened after the cloud burst, the river water that was usually on a high number as well of the depth, but suddenly increased. And remember, this gave barely few minutes to the people on the ground. And like you're looking at the visuals on your screen, these are the satellite images. There were two, in fact, the flash floods that happened. Sukhi Top and, of course, in the Dharali village. And with that swept away, villages, local residents, devotees, tourists, Indian Armed Forces personnel have been missing as well. Of course, the rescue operations are on, whether it's disaster management team of Uttarakhand government on the ground, SDRF, NDRF or the Indian Army as always. But it's a reminder of nature's fury, adding on to perhaps this uninterrupted construction, thoughtless sometimes, that has led to loss of life. When will we wake up and take a decision to ensure this does not happen again? Meanwhile, alerts have been sent because the river and its alerts that the level of the river water has increased as well. Our prayers with the families, and we'll continue to get you all the latest reports. It's a story we are not forgetting.